We all know or know of at least one teenager, past or present, who experienced that rite of passage to adulthood with its familiar angst. Screw you, world. Those same rebellious kidults eventually grew up, taking their rightful place among the rest of us, paying their taxes and holding down jobs, but for a short while experienced a freedom we've all since long forgotten, when personal hygiene issues give way to personal finance issues. It's because of a reality check which hits us all eventually. Far from having any significant impact on your life, what the world thinks of you matters a lot. So why are you what they see? Well, it stands to reason that since we learn and assimilate new information through the senses of sight, hearing, touch and gut feel, the largest of these being sight, that how you look matters. How you look determines and frames the judgments the world makes about you. The world looks at you from a critical perspective first, like your flies are undone. It's not the only thing that's important. Some argue it is in fact the least important, but how you look determines your first impressions, and people make first impression judgments in the first 10 seconds of seeing you. And how you look is big business, and what you spend on how you look can make all the difference between a favourable impression or a poor judgment. How are you judged? You're judged on how you look, dress and present yourself when meeting other people. Every human contact you make is a visual moment of truth, where your image is quickly assessed, benchmarked against an existing expectation or norm, judged, and an opinion is then formed. This is where your mental personal finance budget knows little limitation. What you spend on how you look and how you think about it is another of the 14 ways in which the brain categorizes our personal finance spending. In-home personal spending, and it's money we spend on personal grooming. Appliances which make us look and feel better, like razors and hair dryers. It's money we spend on ourselves for beauty treatments and cosmetics, and it's money we spend on accessories and jewellery, all to influence a favourable judgment, to look good and feel confident. So why do you spend what you do? Well, in-home personal spending is money you spend on yourself, and it's different from family spending in that it's all about you and your feelings. The primary drivers are for self-reward, pleasure, indulgence, and feeling significant in a competitive world. And this is because as people, we all have a deep need to feel connected to others, to the people we love or are surrounded by. When it comes to controlling this spending behaviour within a personal finance budget, the issue is one of balancing selfish emotions and self-sacrifice. Because when things are out of balance, extreme behaviours can damage wealth, like buying expensive cosmetic surgery, overspending on designer jewellery, or expensive cosmetics. So what can we do about it? Well, in-home personal spending has no limits in the mind. Each action is taken without any correlation to another, and because each one is individual and personal, the mind never adds them up as you go, as it does in some other categories. So it's important to track this spending, to understand more thoroughly how you're influenced by your view of the world and how you think it judges you, and to know exactly where all your money goes. There are 14 different ways in which our brain thinks about money, and in-home personal spending is only one of them. By understanding the details of how much and how often you spend within these 14 ways, you can start to control your personal finance budget. By matching up your money in and your money out, by setting goals and forecasting amounts and limits for each area, you will have assistance from the money tracker, and you will become a savvy spender, not a wasteful or overindulgent spender. Setting a budget for personal spending is important because you will always need to do it. It just might be that you'll change your priorities for this area of your lifestyle at different stages of the month or even year. By setting a limit within your financial goals, for example, you can enjoy the anticipation of the spending as an indulgence without overextending the personal finance budget as a whole.